All right. Welcome back to Reasonable Wrestling. This is Chris the Most High. And we are currently high, me and my tag team partner CT.
Yes, we are.
It is currently 11:50 p.m. on this
Friday evening.
This paying your rent Friday evening.
Man, the first has come.
Man,
Yes.
so we after paying the man, we decided to just come talk some wrestling.
Word up.
So we're a little bit of buzz right now.
Yep.
Had a shot of tequila, smoked us a joint.
Same time, drinking champagne on an airplane. Shit.
So hopefully we can have some logical conversations about wrestling.
Right.
This is Reasonable Wrestling, by the way.
Yeah.
You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on SoundCloud. Please go ahead and click and subscribe. Give us a listen.
We got a Twitter too, right?
We do have a Twitter. Follow us at RW Podcast 1.
Nice.
Check the logo out. It's a pending.
Yeah, pending. It's
a pending panda.
It's a pending panda.
It's a pending panda.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it from now. The pending panda. We're gonna switch that logo. It's not gonna be permanent. So
anyway,
look out.
Unless y'all like it, we'll keep it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's get into our review of the week. And like I said in our first episode, if you're new to it, in our review of the week, we don't just go through segment by segment. We'll just go ahead and hit our high spots, what we remembered. Usually it'll probably be an in-ring segment. So for me, I'm going to start off and give my high spot. And it was the 6-man tag between New Day, The Bar, and The Miz.
That was a good match.
Oh, man.
Match at night to me.
Yeah. Those guys, really can work. All 6. And The Miz, I know we're gonna bump you for Bray Wyatt in our character spotlight. But we're gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you for sure.
He's been on a roll lately. I'm telling you, The Miz since the Seth Rollins feud. I'm looking forward to his matches now. I wasn't a guy who looked forward to his matches as much. I think I just see him hitting another level when it comes to his matches. Beat for beat, the storytelling, and not that he didn't do it back with Dolph Ziggler too, but I kind of chalked that up to that being mostly Dolph. But he's been great.
I mean, and some people could say that was Seth, but I even go back to, honestly, man, Miz impressed me when, I know he can talk on the mic, but when he worked with Dean and when he worked with, Miz, we're going to get to you.
Yeah, even during that Dean feud, I thought that the promos were hitting a high spot. So I loved his promo so much, but his in-ring work was good, but I didn't think that it was spectacular. Right now, I'm seeing him on that level. Then you add him to Cesaro and Shane. Was it Cesaro and Sheamus and New Day? Yeah.
Cesaro, Sheamus, and New Day.
And they're going to go. They're all hungry. You can tell.
Speaking of, the New Day, every time that we think that their chemistry is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It's fantastic. They're having fun every time. It's amazing
it's genuine.
to see. It's dope to see. It's really dope to see the homies in front of the camera sustaining for so long and shout out to New Day and their workers. Xavier Woods looks fantastic, man.
Yeah, he's been shining.
Great shape.
Yes, he's in great shape since that Usos run with them was amazing, and Xavier did some things in that feud that I was like, wow, man, he's really shining in the ring, and then you see them on the mic. They're always funny. They're always charismatic. They're Paxton himself. So and it seems like they stay hungry. They're not never settled, and I think Sheamus, Miz, Cesaro, New Day. All 6 of those guys are not guys who say, hey, I'm going to take it off tonight. Hey, I'm just going to just go out there and just chill. They go out there every time to put on a show, and they're not taking no for an answer. They're not like...
Yeah, I've been to a few live events where they've all worked, and they're out there entertaining. They're out there to pretty much, and especially when the lights are on, when the TV's on, And when it's a pay per view, if they got time,
Yeah.
they're you know what I
When
mean.
they get time, they shine. All
Yeah,
those
and
guys.
all
Yeah.
those. That's
I'm always
what.
impressed with
Yeah,
those guys' matches.
that's why I can't wait to see Daniel and Miz whenever their spotlight
Mhm.
is. Speaking of your high spot, I
Well,
know.
wait, before you get to my high spot, I just want to shout out to Kofi. That leap off the post
Yo,
was crazy.
yo, how long Kofi been doing this?
Yeah.
Yo, has it been like 15
Yo, it's
years?
crazy. He's OG Kofi, and
Yo,
he's still doing
Kofi's
crazy
OG.
antics constantly. And you guys just give him a shout out.
Yeah.
Show him some
and,
love for that.
and before I won't mention the breakup of the New Day because E has so much charisma and potential. But the Bar, I don't know when or if they're gonna break up, but damn, they're good as a tag team.
Yeah, the Bar.
Oh my
They
goodness!
have a certain type of you said to me once that Sheamus has that charisma, but not necessarily the people don't like his in ring some stuff so much, all the time. But then Cesaro has that down pat, and people don't know if he has the charisma. So they meld together and they rub off on each other. I remember you telling me that before, and I didn't think about it like that before. It's really true.
Sheamus had like his YouTube page of like his workout stuff and like regiment. Like Sheamus has a lot of lot of charisma. He can talk if they give him something. If they allow him to talk. And I think Cesaro rubs off on Sheamus in a good way because Cesaro's so beloved. Like people really do appreciate his work. People really do appreciate his artistry in between the ropes. So
where you get the Cesaro section.
You get the Cesaro section when he's getting damn near 5-star matches out of Roman. You know what I mean? Like the crowd is that Intercontinental Championship match with him and Roman was fantastic. Fantastic, man. Like, yeah, shout out to all 6 of those guys. That was my high spot. I really enjoyed watching that match.
Okay. Now I'll get to my high spot. My high spot was also on SmackDown though. So I'm gonna say it was the Daniel Bryan, Cass, Samoa Joe triple threat. My bad. That to me, first of all, I want to just praise the program in itself because when Joe comes out, he just comes out, tough guy, and he's on fire too right now. He's probably my favorite guy on screen right now. So he comes out there and he just gets the ladder, puts it in the ring, climbs up, and just takes the briefcase. He's like, and you see people cut promos in the ring all the time. Nobody has the balls and the audacity to just get the ladder and say, fuck it, I'm going to show you what's going to happen, at the pay-per-view. And Small Joe's that guy. But he's talking his big and bad shit. And then you have, he's the heel. And then you have Daniel Bryan come out. And what makes it such a good promo to me is that Daniel Bryan and him are both tough in that promo. The heel is tough and the face is tough. And they're not like, oh, one's going to back out and say, you know what, I'll fight you later. They both were like, all right, let's go right now. We have a match scheduled. Fuck it, let's do it right now. They're about to brawl because they really have heat with each other, And then you have, because we said last week, I was excited to see this match happen. You were excited to see this match happen. Then you have Big Cass come out, and you get the heat on him because you're like, holy shit, no. Please don't make this happen.
If getting heat on Cass is what they want, then getting heat on Cass is what they got.
Yeah.
Because it was some flame on him, man.
It was. No one fucking wants to see Cass. And even when he said he's medically cleared and everything, I had a sigh because I was like, oh my god, now you guys get a triple threat. I don't want Big Cass to ruin this dream match. I wanted to see what they're gonna do with Samoa and Daniel. I really want to see it. Genuinely, it's like very rare when I want to see a match they advertise, and I'm so excited to see. So then him being added, I was like, I was kind of down on the match going into it. But after everything happened, Big Cass put in work, and I think that they all three shined. Big Cass didn't hinder the match. It was at a pretty cool pace, and I didn't think
he was serviceable.
Bad. Yeah, he was serviceable. There you go. It was not like he made the match better, but than it could have been. But it wasn't bad as I thought it was gonna be.
He was definitely serviceable.
Small Joe won as I thought he would, and I can't wait to see him in Money in the Bank. I know we don't do low spots. Yeah. I know we don't do low spots, but oh my god, Okay. Okay. So we go into this. Let's just say, first of all, last week, you know how I said I was worried about NXT being the best produced every single week because they produce things so well. Well, my worst produce this week has got to be how they chose to produce this Shayna Baszler Dakota Kai match. Now, it's nothing to do with the ladies. They did a great job with their work. It's nothing to do with even the shots and angles they took. It was fine. The angle, I love the angle. Even I think I was telling you before. I wouldn't even mind if they built Dakota Kai as a underdog that's fearful of this big bad bully, and then finally, gets the balls to fight her at the pay per view at the takeover. I thought that would be a good angle. But they're not.
Don't waste that. Don't waste the pay per view match.
Yeah, okay, and I get that, but I would mean Nikki Cross is great. Can't wait to see that. But if you're gonna have Dakota Kai face Shayna now, then she's pretty much fodder, and just to build her. So what they did here is use her that way, but in a way that I feel like really hinders a spot they did in the match. They had a spot where they had. Can you explain it? Because they had Dakota Kai lying down on her stomach, and she had to, and Shayna stomped on her heel.
So I mean, I can understand where when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, she's just about to finish Dakota Kai. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, she's about to go ahead and make this as a wrap it up. And the match was prolonged. After the spot,
it was a vicious spot where, she stomps on her heel.
Shayna does it with the arm. She was doing it with the arm for a while. And this time she did it with the leg where her opponent's toes are on the mat and she just stumps on what looks like the Achilles heel or the heel to kind of rupture that wherever is down there,
and that's cool too. Like that spot is so sick. It looks so good. They did everything good up until that point. So now here's where I get a little peeved, and this is why I got so. This is just grinding my gears with wrestling sometimes. When you do a spot like that looks so vicious, have them lose to that spot. Have them, especially when you know Shayna's going over. So but Dakota Kai gets some. Offensive after that. All right, fine. She's hobbling around. She's selling it, but she's still going to get a comeback. Great. It doesn't work. Shayna now gets her in a fucking ankle lock. Now, granted, not granted. If you're in an ankle lock, period, let's say without that spot, are you tapping? Shayna Baszler, a shoot wrestler, MMA fighter, ankle lock, you're tapping immediately.
Yeah, I think any submission hold that a shoot wrestler gets on anybody, I think that finish should go over.
I think so too. I think that's their forte. That's their bread and butter. And I'm not every single submission, but
but of course,
you could have had her go to the ropes,
especially when she just damaged the ankle
the way that she did. Oh my goodness! Like it looks so vicious that it kind of undersells the spot. And it gets even worse than that, though. It gets even worse than that. They take that spot. She's legit in the fucking ankle lock for 3 minutes straight, even maybe 4 or 5 minutes straight. Doesn't even tap. Finally gets out of it. Down the line, Shayna gets her in the clutch, the rear naked choke, and taps her out of a little. Even the way they got into it was kind of a botch, and I didn't even like that. But just let her lose off of the fucking ankle lock. Then afterwards, have her put her inside the rear naked choke.
And okay, so we really sound like Marks right now, the way we're talking. The reason why this is the worst produced segment is because what happened after the match.
There you go.
Nikki comes out to sell, to sell that she wants a title shot. And they do a spot where Nikki gets some offense on Shayna, and Dakota Kai, after getting her ankle almost ripped off her body and almost getting the life choked out of her, she's up.
She's sitting there in the ring, confused, behind Nikki Cross is going crazy, trying to bait Baszler to come into the ring and fight her. She steals her belt. And then she's like, "You, me, now for the title. Me, you, me, now for the title." And Dakota's like all confused behind her, standing on that bad ankle, So she stomps on her ankle that way, puts her in the ankle lock, chokes her out, and then Nikki Cross tells Dakota Kai to ref the match, and they do like a faux fake match where Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I didn't get the necessity for and even like I said, it was produced. It was okay, and we usually don't just. And I said last week we were gonna weave in and out between pages in the book and stuff like that. So I would have just fantasy booked this segment where Dakota gets all that offense that she got after she got the ankle messed up. I just would have had her do it before.
Yeah.
You know, get that come in. She fired up. You know, Shayna's been, bullying her. And then ding, ding, ding. And Dakota unleashes. Comes Hail Fury.
Yeah.
And then nothing. She gets a few
like, wow, this little deer,
right.
Has some fire to her,
And then Shayna goes in and puts the works in on her. And after she does the spot with the stump on the ankle, she puts the ankle lock on. She doesn't let go. Then Nikki Cross comes out as the same. Yeah. It would have been I think if it was pieced together that way, I think it would have been shot different. Yeah. And then it would have been edited different, and then it would have came across differently.
Yeah, it came across very it took me out of the moment.
Yes.
Very unrealistic.
Yes.
Where I was like, come on, I'm supposed to believe that Dakota Kai got her leg stomped on,
and again,
got choked out, and she's just sitting there like all confused, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ref this match afterwards, I'm fine. Like, it's just really bad.
And we're marks.
For NXT,
we're logical marks.
Yeah, we're logical marks, but for NXT, it just let me down.
Yeah.
I just can't believe they did that.
That's why it's the worst for. And speaking of NXT being so great, letting people down with how they just produced that one segment, my worst produced segment is those bleeping green letters. Like,
that's on SmackDown.
I think the green letters are on both shows.
I've never seen them on NXT.
No, it's on Raw and SmackDown. Oh,
it's on Raw, SmackDown. Yeah.
So that you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not sure if you guys know what we're talking about, but they have like these segments where
when they go to the backstage vignettes or when they do the selfie stuff.
With the phone, with the promos on the phone.
To introduce it, they just black out. They just go black, and then they put that person's name in like green letters, like it's Microsoft Word or something.
MS
like
Paint
that.
kind of shit. It's fucking PowerPoint, presentation type graphics. It looks like shit.
Listen, I would rather you just do a morph cut. You know what I mean?
But wait, like. I think that what they're trying to do, I know, let me land.
I
know you didn't say anything, but the look on your face, see, you guys can't see it, but the look on his face is like, I don't want to hear this shit. This shit sucks.
It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
But here's the thing, like, I think that the reason why they're doing it is because I think that their name before they do this visual selfie camera promo, it gives these guys shine. It makes us know who these guys are. If you're seeing it on TV for the first time, like, okay, who are these three girls? They're the Riot Squad? Okay, let's go. You understand, and then you see them face on.
Why can't we get their image? Like, okay, everybody has a signature logo.
Yeah, and I think that, you're right. The way they did it was wrong.
Yeah,
but this is, I think, why they're doing.
But it's worse produced because it can be produced so much better. I feel you know what I mean? Like, it's lazy.
It's lazy.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's late, and I get it. Listen. I don't have no gripe with them introducing who's about to come on screen, but just how we have like on television, Bray Wyatt when he comes out, his letters are fireflies. Yeah, you know what I mean. So for him to come out and for him to have a backstage segment and the fireflies be like Bray Wyatt, so you know who it is, or for Sasha Banks to have, like. It done in like her boss
sparkle
like that would be dope still because you're branding them in their stuff.
You're right. I believe that Riot Squad should be written in like a
sketchy
in a red like graffiti maybe on the wall type shit, because they seem like a little badass gang of girls, so I get your point, but I want you to bring up the point that I think that the way they're doing these promos, a lot of people have been saying that they hate this altogether. And me personally, I don't hate it as much. I think it's a mix of new age promos.
See, they got lazy. When they first did it with SmackDown, it was innovative. Mm-hmm. Like I remember seeing words on the screen like, oh, that's kind of dope. And then they started overdoing it with everything. They did it with the Mix Max Challenge.
Oh yeah, it was bad when they did it with Shinsuke. It said Rockstar.
Rockstar. Yeah.
I was like, wait, okay, they don't need to put it when he's like doing his entrance. Like, it's ridiculous.
So like, you know, and then now all of a sudden for them not to even do it.
Oh, did you remember when they did the fucking chain bar, the bars for the fucking?
I'm not gonna front.
Usos?
I like that.
I hated that. It was so corny. Locked down. You see a fucking door, cell door closed.
Dope.
It was not.
I mean,
it was jarring, yo. It was just completely jarring for me. Yeah, man. But that's some people are gonna like it, some people are not. But I think that what they're doing now is giftable. They can put it up online. It's new age, but it's also old age because, you know, back in the day, promos used to be like towards the screen, face on, looking to the camera, and I miss that, you know, because we got away from that for a while, where we didn't get promos like just them looking at us through the TV, and I think hopefully they can get better with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump from worst produced to my best produced, since I'm kind of already talking, or we were already talking, or I was, you know, I was last with the last topic. My best produced segment was Lana and Naomi.
Get out of here.
I mean,
get out of here.
Listen,
so the dance off is your best.
Listen, shout out to Alexander Rusev.
Okay.
And shout out to, it's Jimmy, right?
Jimmy and James.
No. Who's married to Naomi?
Oh, Jimmy's married to Naomi.
Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy.
They made the segment better.
No, they didn't make the segment better. I'm just shouting y'all out because y'all are lucky men. Okay, I would bleep them in that. I don't care about them.
Oh, that's segment. Where you're going.
Yeah, the hell out of here. I could have did without them. The whole show could have been that damn song. Give me 2 hours of Lana and Naomi. But
yeah, it's funny that you say it because like, remember the day of SmackDown, you're like, I already know my worst segment. And before I even see it,
I'm not gonna lie.
They already announced it. It's gonna be this fucking dance up. I'm like, really?
That was. I did say. I prejudged.
And that was your best.
It's my best. Listen, Naomi. Obviously, we know her background. We know her track record. We know she's athletic, super athletic, and we know she's hip hop. She's hip hop age. You know what I mean? So she got that element to her, and that's what's dope about her and her character, and that's why I think she resonates with so many of her fans. But Lana, showing the versatility of being able to just whenever she gets time to be on the stage, she shines. No matter her role, no matter what's written for her, she stands out whenever she's on screen.
People notice Lana. People definitely notice her.
People notice Lana, and the way the dancing part, everybody knows it was a gimmick. You know,
it's a variety show, like we say. You know?
It's definitely a variety show. But for her to then put, you know, the neck breaker on Naomi and then turn into Vish. So when Lana was the manager or the valet, as we called them back in the day, when she was with Rusev, her viciousness was, or her demeanor can only go so far because she never got physical. You know what I mean? So now to add the physicality with her being manipulative and seductive, I think that adds another layer.
I agree.
And so it pieced together. I think it was produced well.
I'm glad that they're bringing Naomi and the Usos together, and Lana and the Rusev Day together, because although I don't think the ladies necessarily need their husbands, but I just think they have chemistry with their husbands on screen.
Yes.
So that
Lana and Rusev have great chemistry.
And it's just so they kept them away for a while, and I was like, oh, they're trying to build them separately. I get it, but them together, like you said, Naomi's hip hop. Shit, the Usos are hip hop too, and it just makes for a good mix. And that,
shout out
Usos, man. Yeah. They're on fucking fire too. And I love the Usos. They're probably my favorite tag team.
Best tag team, and I had my issues with them because it was just super baby face, but I knew, like I said, logic, business of wrestling, hey, they sell. You know what I mean? They
merch,
the painting. You know what I mean? The face,
face paint, all that stuff.
All that, you know, they sell those little masks and whatnot. But when they made that shift, and I really wanted to see them in American Alpha have an extended.
Oh yeah, they kind of. I want to see more. I want to see more of that.
That'd been so great. Yeah, that'd have been so great. But my best
American Alpha. I heard they might be coming back as a tag team.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I would like them to be a heel tag team.
Are we booking a tag team? think?
I actually yes, our pages in the book is the tag team division.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that later on because that was gonna be my worst produced segment, but whatever. I don't. And Bray Wyatt, I know y'all just giving him titles and stuff, but please let him turn on Matt Hardy soon. Like, give me a solo Bray.
Let's get to that bit later on. Right now,
yeah.
I want to go straight into my best produced segment of the week.
Okay.
I got it handed to Vic. Another NXT segment. So they had my best and worst. This Velveteen Dream Ricochet thing is just so good, man. The way they building these two guys is like it's acing it every single time. Their characters, they know what the fuck they're doing, and they don't like when you say overwhelmed by the moment. You know, to come out and portray, let's say Velveteen for instance, to come out and portray the character he portrays in the way he does it,
takes confidence.
Takes
man.
so much confidence.
It takes conviction. It takes some.
So that was after a match he had with Chris Dijak. Ricochet had a match with Chris Dijak, and Velveteen comes out and they're just talking shit back and forth. You know, this whole everything I can do, you can do. Everything you can do, I can do better. Velveteen trying to tell Ricochet. You know, and Ricochet's promo skills are actually on par.
Yes.
Yo, the dude came out like authentic. Like, dude I see on the street. He's like, yo, homie. Like, just like, yo, what's good, homie? Like, yo, you got a problem? Come see me. Type shit.
And that's great for his character. Great writing, great producing.
The way they shot it, and you were there. So tell me about the energy, and tell me about the takes it took to get that flip, and he landed it.
What you mean takes? The take.
It
was the take.
There was one take to do that?
One take, yo. So so obviously we're down here in Orlando. I went to NXT taping when they did that, and so the match, the Chris Dijak match, it happened, and I'm gonna get to that a little later on. My logic of wrestling because, ew. So we're there in the crowd, or I'm there in the crowd, or we're in there, and Ricochet's on the mic, and he's just cutting a promo, and we're like, okay, and then Velveteen Dream's music hits, and we pop, and they do their spill back and forth, and Ricochet's back on the mic still, and then all of a sudden, Ricochet hits the ropes. And he does this, and so the cut you see on NXT, that's not like edited. That's not an edit. That's just a cut from higher camera to the handheld.
Velveteen's amazing, man. I'm not Velveteen, Ricochet. They're both amazing, but Ricochet to do that flip, that was on
the spot.
One take,
hit
it. Right up in Velveteen's face.
Yo,
if you guys haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Great produced.
That's real life. That's real life popping from the crowd. That's like, we weren't warned. They didn't give us any, they didn't prop. You know how they say they prop the crowd. Hey, about to go on TV and 1, 2, NXT. They do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that was zero warning. Ricochet dropped the mic, did the standing front flip, and stuck the landing.
Yeah. And Velveteen sails it like, holy shit. Yeah. And he just stands there like, what? Velveteen's like, jaw dropped. I can't do that because he knows he can't do that.
No, he can't.
And he just backs up like, who is this guy?
Ricochet's finisher is a 630.
Yeah, I know.
He's done a double moonsault before.
A double moonsault?
He's done a double moonsault, bro.
That's ridiculous. Shit. Shout out to Ricochet, man. That guy's...
Yo, he's amazing.
I don't know. Talking about
amazing,
somebody who gravity forgot. I mean, if you do double moonsault, gravity must have forgot your ass for a little bit. I'm sorry to Neville, but like this nigga's on something other fucking stratosphere of what he does with the high flying. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's your best one. I mean, that's my best one. That's my best segment. Going from that, I want to jump into my best written / because the thing about WWE and wrestling is that something can be written very well and produced very well, and it comes off when you get the melding of both of that, which I think we got in Ricochet Velveteen Dream segment. It just feels so good, and I think this is why people are feeling this character so well too, because when they write him and then they produce him, it comes together as a seamless unit, and it just off the screen, it just pops, and that is with Elias on Raw. You know, Elias's segments are shot in such a way. It's so unique.
Yeah.
It's so unique. It's so intimate. It's intimate shots of him, dark lighting, and then you see a spotlight on him. It's so you feel like you are walking with Elias. And then on top of now when I want to get to the writing of it, Elias is such a fucking scumbag, man, when it comes to his writing. They give him the best lines for a heel.
I think he writes his own stuff.
Performer. If he does, then shout out to him. Like props to him.
Because I know he writes the lyrics to the songs that he wants to sing. I think he has great influence on his character, and I think Raw, Raw was bad, but it wasn't terrible, and it wasn't. It was bad because it's 3 hours and they don't give you a ton. But they wrote Elias throughout the show. They had a couple A stories. The B story was Braun and Kevin Owens. You know what I mean? But the thread of Elias that was written throughout the show was fantastic. You know what I mean? Like I totally agree with that. That was actually. He was going to be my / best produced segment as well, because that, like, WWE's done this guitar gimmick before. They've done this musician gimmick before. Shout out to My Baby Tonight with Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg.
Not to mention Honky Tonk Man.
But I think with the technology and with the ability to shoot it
the way they do, you feel like you're at a concert.
This is the And
when you see him on TV, you feel like you're on a concert.
And you see this is like a variety show, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So for Elias to be this kind of rock star or country star or whatever, this just musician, and spotlight on him in front of Raw's probably at least 10,000 people. That's a show.
That's a show. It legit is a concert.
It's a concert.
But what makes it turn on its head and gives you that twinge of, you know, WWE and, you know, sports entertainment is the way he portrays it, because he's such a dick. And it's like, you would never see a guy, you wouldn't see like fucking, let's say off the top of my head, Drake on stage and then just shit on the whole town in the middle of his set. Like, you know, nigga, y'all need to fucking shut the fuck up. Let me finish my song. You know, by the way, your sports team sucks. Now let me finish my song. You would never see that in real life. Like, artists do that. So it makes it jarring when you see it. Like, it's captivating because funny as fuck.
Elias makes you walk with, like, when we're talking about charisma.
And he's another person who I didn't always get.
Yeah.
You know, like we said in the Adam Cole thing, I didn't like Adam Cole when I started.
Speaking of Adam Cole,
I didn't like Elias when he started either.
Check us out on SoundCloud, episode 1.5, Undisputedly Over. The Adam Cole episode. It's our character spotlight.
It might be up on YouTube by now. We'll see.
Yeah. But Elias, hopefully, if you're around, we're going to be definitely doing the character spotlight on you.
Absolutely.
Coming from the Drifter on NXT. With that gimmick, and then on Raw, they just, like I said, and you know, they just gave you time to develop, and the crowd organically walked with you. And we love to hate them.
We do exactly. That's what it is.
So when you have WWE, listen, when presented to us correctly, we follow along. You know what I mean? We know
we become the marks you like. You know,
we know how to play the game.
Invested.
Right.
Once you present it in the way, we're like locked into that zone, and we're completely invested in what you're showing us. We're not trying to analyze every little thing because it's such a good production.
Yes. Elias makes us buy merch and still boo him at the same time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
it's perfect.
It's the best of both worlds. You know what I mean?
It is. It really truly is. So they're killing it with Elias. Now you see him going into the program with Seth, which I think is a great.
And yes, that was written to have Seth, you know, break up the concert. Yeah. Elias just, I'm gonna get to you a little bit later.
Yeah, let you finish your match.
And then
come out when you least expect it, and then he gets
the guitar shot.
Right
and then even the promo after, you know what I mean? And like, you know, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
that was a good promo too. I don't know why they didn't just end the show on this and maybe do the promo on WWE.com or, you know, on
I would have
YouTube.
loved for Seth Rollins.
They should have just ended the
show
of Elias hitting him with the guitar. So, you know, wow, okay, this shit. I'm you know, because that was pretty much, to me, the best thing I saw on Raw. When we talk, also one more thing I want to just throw a shout out to Raw real quick, because I know we're not going to talk about the whole show. The way they produce things with Braun is pretty good. like we had a shout out to call back to last week when in his match with Finn, when he just grabbed him and when he rolls behind him last week.
That was produced really well.
And then you see a shot. You don't see Braun until he rises up. This week they have a shot where you don't see Braun again, and then somehow and there's no barricade this time. He's not rising up. You just see his arms come behind Finn and grab him again, and this is like by the rampway or some shit. It's just great shot, great production value. If you ever notice that, go check it out. I just want to throw that in there, by the way, real quick before we get back to Elias. And yeah, I think that's a great for best written. And for me, like I think that was my best written /
best produced.
I
will. We can have a 1A 1B.
1A 1B, yeah.
Because I have a 1A 1B with my written, my best written. I'll go to KO. It's just that one specific segment when he's going to get the car keys and trying to leave.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's comedy.
But it's KO. Yeah.
He's that
like,
written.
Kid, get my car. Where's your key? Where's your ticket? He's like, I don't got a fucking ticket. Like nigga, like give me my fucking car. Like I can watch that segment like a part of a TV show. That's like my comedy spot. Exactly.
Like I will laugh every time.
It's really, but it's KO. Kevin Owens is so good.
It's written for his character. Like I don't think no one else kind of can pull that particular part of that off. Like if they written that for somebody else, maybe Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think
maybe Jericho.
But I don't even think Jericho can give you Kevin Owens is so disgusting. Like just get my fucking car.
Yeah. The way he did it performed it was priceless. It's priceless. And mind you, remember when Braun threw the ladder before? Because he's trying to get. He's running away. He's trying to get away from Braun.
And to begin with. Yes. So Braun, and then that Braun throws a ladder. Kevin Owens barely makes it out. So that was written well, and that was performed well because Kevin Owens. You only got two choices at that. You either get hit by a ladder, or you get the hell out the way.
Get out the way because you can see that Braun intentionally threw the ladder.
Like, hey, I'm tossing it.
Yeah,
I'm.
And if you don't get out the way, then you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, that's so shout out to that as being my best written.
Well as well.
That was shot. That was written. That was produced very well. And then also whoever wrote in Shinsuke just coming down the hallway, and just dropping the numbers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that was
what we call him, Swagamora.
Yo, he is he's embracing this heel. I'm so glad they made the turn.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so glad that they're giving him physicality. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Letting him be King of Strong Style. Him and Ty Dillinger had a hell of a physical match, but it allows Shinsuke to just take punishment, and you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like his chest was raw. Shit.
It's fucking hammering me. You know, for real. That was good too. I think that it's logical when they book it that way because they're going to a last man standing match. The guy's gimmick is 10. He's throwing the numbers. I think they built it on Twitter or something, or maybe online, and then they put the match up. It shows that they're thinking about the way they're producing the show and putting it in a logical way, which was, pretty much, I think, brilliant because it makes, sense.
Yeah, I'll pick these two as my best written segments because my man Kaz, shout out to @RealLifeCash on Twitter. Too sweet. We too sweet every time we link. Mm-hmm. Saw my man at Wale Mania. He's doing real good stuff. Black, you know what I mean, in the business. Mm-hmm. It's dope. And he is spotted in both those segments.
Oh, where?
Yeah, he's in the background, you know what I mean? He's both when KO asks where's the valet at, he's the Cedric Alexander looking motherfucker.
Oh, snap, okay.
Yeah, so shout out to the homie Real Life Cast. So I picked those two, but they were written well. They both, to see Shinsuke do that and to have Kevin Owens those two were just written completely.
So what was your worst segment of
Well,
worst written. I mean,
well, my worst written, I think we both have the same sentiments. It was Nia Jax.
yeah.
I don't see how she's anti-bully 2 weeks ago, and then she's the bully this.
Yeah, you know, the way they're going about this.
It's just written.
The way, it's written kind of poorly.
If she just wants competition,
yeah, that's a good.
Listen, hey, Ronda,
it can be a face versus face match.
It can be a complete face versus face match. You don't necessarily have to, and if that's the case, you can allow Ronda to still be the goody, all shucks, and still have that,
Yeah, it was a little bit hard for me to see that they wrote it this way because I like the way they gave her lines. I love her lines. I think she performed it very well. Nia performed that whole thing very well. But it's a logic of saying, oh, man, hey, you can do anything you want. It doesn't matter what people say about you. Don't let them get you down. Don't, let them bully you. And then she's literally, bullying a jobber or enhancement talent to just make a point to Ronda. And that's a heelish thing to do. Now, I'm not sure if they're really turning her heel per se right now, but it's a heelish thing to do, and that's the vibe you get when you see it. Even though she's trying to make a point to Ronda, it's like you're somebody at somebody else's expense in a shady way. But if they want to do a face versus face kind of thing, I'm not sure what segment they would book. Maybe something like a competition, arm wrestling. But I don't know. I don't want to see that either.
No. This is how, and pages in the book, we'll weave in and out. We'll always weave in and out of pages in the book because we're always booking, always fantasy booking. If you would like to do a face versus face, and I don't know if anybody said it, I haven't heard it because I haven't been listening to podcasts. Reason why we won't have a take later on today. No need to review on a review if I haven't reviewed anything. You feel me? But if you wanted a face versus face match, I would have Nia come to Ronda and was like, hey, you're a badass. I'm a badass. Come see me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come to the ring. Come see me. I want the best competition. I'm not disrespecting any of your girls in the back, but I want to prove myself.
Yeah.
And I know you want to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And Ronda can be like, listen, I know I want to prove myself, but hey, I don't deserve it. And Nia's like, hey, do you want to be the champ? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ronda's like, that's what I'm here for. Boom.
Yeah. That's good.
You know what I mean?
I think it gets people hooked.
It gets people hooked. Nia doesn't have to turn. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You don't even have to feed Nia an enhancement talent. Give Nia a credible opponent.
Dana Brooke or something
who else aren't we using?
They ain't using Dana Brooke.
They're not using Dana Brooke. Well, I say formidable because even like give her Bailey or something. I don't know. I don't know. I just
like a Mickey James or something.
Yeah, or even Nia didn't even need to be in a ring.
I think that they should have had Nia.
I think
beat somebody.
Ronda needs to be in the ring.
They want to save that for the show.
Ronda's doing live events.
I know that, but it's live events. But on TV, I think they want to save her for the.
My thing is, you got to show. If I'm fantasy booking, my thing is that you just show Nia saying I want competition and have Nia sit back.
Mm-hmm.
Ronda still got to say, hey, I don't deserve it, and then the other girls say, hey, you're right, and then have Ronda. You see what I'm saying? Ronda can go through Alicia Fox or Mickey James.
That's what I would like to tell. But I think they're trying to save Ronda for the
I understand why they're trying to. But if I'm fantasy booking, but my thing is, if you're going to do that, then none of them need to be in the ring. Don't put Nia in no hand because you can't say
you can't have them do a promo every single week. You can have Nia beat somebody, then do a promo. But a promo because we got like 3 weeks, 2 months. What they did a promo last week with a contract signing. And then we're gonna do another one this week.
Then they don't need to be on. They don't need to be on. They don't have to be featured every week.
That's true.
You know, and my thing is too, like how Nia presents herself as not getting the armbar on her when she just tapped out the Asuka. You know what I mean? She tapped out to an armbar.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Logic, bro.
When was that?
Reasonable Wrestling. It had to been about probably about what were we in June now, so it had been 6 months because it was like what Royal Rumble esque maybe before then.
But then again,
But
you
nice
know WWE don't have no fucking continuity. They don't give a fuck about continuity.
But what I'm saying is that
but that promo particularly speaks right back to that.
That's why it's worse written.
Yeah,
that's why
bad.
Because if you're okay, WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw specific, they're 25 years in. There has to, at some point in time, those shows do run into each other. It just has to make sense if it's a weekly episode. Yeah. They have to have some type of continuity, some type of thread, right? Mm-hmm. Some type of callback that makes sense. Now, they have a couple weeks, so Ronda probably can use what I'm saying in future footage and be like, really? I can't tap you out? Uh-huh. I can't tap you out?
That's what they should show.
Asuka tapped you out.
That's what they should show next week, honestly. They should show that next week. So then put it into...
Ooh, and if we... Boom, fantasy booking, if I could say... I'm sorry, if I'm fantasy booking far out, right? WrestleMania 35 maybe in New York when Ronda's saying, even Asuka tapped you out. You have Asuka, Ronda. That would be fucking stiff.
Yeah, that would be stiff. That would be good, though. I want to see that. But I think they're going Ronda Charlotte for some reason.
That might be good. I mean, the 4 Horsewomen. We'll get into that a little later. We might get that'll be a little bit later. The business of wrestling about Ronda maybe possibly being on SmackDown. We know that deal was in 18 months, October 2019. We don't know what type of draft status will happen with WWE or roster shakeups. What if WWE puts Ronda on SmackDown to boost up the ratings there? We'll get into that a little bit later. But so from my worst written to your worst written, what would be your worst written of the week?
Written of the week? I still got the Dakota Kai fucking match. Shit. Like, what do you want to say? Like, the Dakota Kai match on NXT. You just don't, you tap out to the ankle lock, We have guys like Asuka tapping people out to ankle lock. Kurt Angle. You got people that, it's a legit move. Everybody knows that in wrestling. Shayna Baszler, who's done MMA, should tap somebody out to an ankle lock. Not all the time, but if you put somebody in it, she knows how to fucking do it. Point blank, period. Even if they had her get to the ropes, pull her back, and or she has to break the hold or something like that,
Shayna should have dropped down, leg locked it, Kurt Angle style, and wrenched on the ankle. Yeah. And kept wrenching on the ankle.
She didn't leg lock it, but she was wrenching like crazy, and she still didn't tap. And you're supposed to make me believe that she's a rat.
Like Shayna's facial is like, I'm putting it on. Like, I'm giving
Shayna's
to this.
on point, man.
I'm about to rip this ankle off.
And, then you have, she's like the python, and Dakota Kai's like the mouse in the python cage. And it was a great dynamic. I just don't get how you don't see that just after that, especially particularly after that spot with the ankle, that you have put her in an ankle lock and she doesn't win with that. It's just so stupid because she's winning the match anyways.
I think that was written poorly. That was almost
anyways,
like the barbecue segment.
Yeah, almost like the barbecue.
That was written poorly too, but I'm not even going to give that any time on this podcast.
You know what's funny about the barbecue segment? I don't know if I loved it or hated it. It was so bad that I feel like it was kind of good. Like, it's like so cringy that it's like, why? Okay, this is funny.
In the pages in the book, like right now, we said we was going to talk about booking a Raw tag team.
Let's just get right into that.
Why not just do something so simple like what they did for SmackDown and do a Raw tag team tournament?
I think that would be good. Tournaments are always good when you don't have a challenger and you're looking for something.
And you got so many talent.
And so many underwhelming talent, But then the problem with that is, I mean, they can still book AOP out of the tournament. I just think that they're leaving AOP for like maybe SummerSlam, And
I don't know why AOP.
They could like lock that count out to like the Breeze Angle maybe.
I don't know why.
But I think that's what I would do too.
AOP wasn't even in that segment.
They weren't. They can't be in that crazy, ridiculous bootleg ass picnic seven. They can't. They're badass dudes. You can't put them there.
So do Bray and Matt drop the? So I would do a tournament and have AOP win the tournament and have Bray and them drop the belt.
At Money in the Bank?
I mean, we could do it. We can program it out into SummerSlam as well.
Yeah, because I think right now they're looking for a Money in the Bank opponent, but I like that. I want AOP to win the titles at SummerSlam. Personally, I think they should, and have Bray turn on Matt. You know?
Yes, I would definitely like Bray to turn on Matt.
Bray is too good to be.
Bray is too to tag team
with Matt. No offense to Matt, and the tag team in general is a great concept.
And granted,
but they should be, if they're gonna portray them as a tag team like that, they need to be like a main event tag team. Like, you know how they portrayed the Power Trip.
Bro, I forgot that they were tag team champions.
Yeah, you completely forget. So if they portrayed them like a badass like main event tag team, as almost like equal to like a Randy Orton Edge, kind of, or a, Stone Cold Triple H. If they gave him that space.
What is it? Rated RKO was
Rated RKO.
That tag team was phenomenal.
So they portrayed him as like a main event tag team program. If they did that with Bray and Matt, which I think they deserve, I wouldn't like it. But they're not doing that, so I completely shit on this this combination, because I think I think I could write it better personally. But it's jarring, because we both love Bray Wyatt. Shout out to Bray, because we're gonna do a character spotlight on him.
Yes.
Coming up after this, but we love this character so much. It's hard to see him in such a subpar role, because we even forgot, as fans, he was tag team champion.
We was like, let's book this tag team. I'm like, who's the champions? And after we was like, we love Bray so much. I think we got bloopers of that. We'll put that up. We'll put that up later on. It was like, we love Bray so much. We love Bray so much. And then we got on a tangent of tag team champions. Like, who's tag team champions? Like, Bray Wyatt.
Oh shit, yeah, it's Bray. After we put him over and everything,
man,
completely forgot he was tag champion. So that shows you like
it's just I would do a tournament. I would have, if we're gonna have a tag team, let Bray and Bo be a tag team.
Everybody wants that. I hear that a lot. I'm not a big fan of that mix. I mean, unless they do it the right way.
You're not a big fan of it because they haven't done anything good with either of the two. But they were champions at FCW. They were Rotundo brothers,
okay.
Bo and Duke. And they seen a lot of stuff in Bo, unfortunately, to break up that tag team.
Bo broke it up?
No, they gave Bo a run.
Yeah, at the NFC Championship. Yeah.
So
also that's how they broke up. You gave Bo the run.
Yeah. So I definitely would like to see them as a tag team. Maybe have Bray, start the new Wyatt family. Okay. You know what I mean? And it would be Bray and Bo. Finally, brother, I lost my way, and I only lost my way because, whatever. I'll write it. I've wrote shit for it before. Yeah. Shout out to the Bray Wyatt Experience that's coming out soon, or maybe not coming out ever.
Yeah. We'll see.
So,
I think. But would you have? Who would you have win the tag team tournament right now for Money in the Bank?
Right now, if they had a tag team tournament, and I would give it to Apollo and Titus O'Neil. We don't have a necessarily Book and Black segment, but just so I can force this on in here, because I'm gonna force my niggas in anywhere. I would for real. I think Titus does a hell of a great job. Even if he doesn't have the title for long, maybe if he has it for a month and then drops him, I just want to, and Apollo as well. I know.
Let me get this correct. You're trying to say that you give the tag team straps to Apollo, Titus Worldwide, and then they lose to AOP at SummerSlam?
Possibly. And listen.
So you want to break up Matt and Ray right now?
No, not necessarily right now, but I would love for them to have a blow-off match, feud, or whatever the case may be, to get them separate, because at some point in time we're gonna have a Brother Nero and Matt Hardy feud.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna do it on WWE.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, but
and again, let me get back to the logic of wrestling. I know it's predetermined, right? It's a predetermined champion, and it's not real. But if that championship does signify something within the company to a person, or towards a person, and it shows value within a company. If you work for someone, and Employee of the Month don't mean anything, but if they give you $100 gift card or something, that matters in real life. So in this profession, in this situation, I think a participation trophy kind of matters. Even though Apollo's, he's working his dream and traveling the world and performing in front of thousands of fans, for the company to say, "Hey, you're a champion." You know what I mean? For a company that
I want to see it too, but I don't want to see it like this.
I mean, why not? They should win.
I don't like consolation prizes personally. I want to see them book him in a way where he can actually get over. Because right now, Titus Worldwide is not over.
It doesn't matter if they're over. Giving them the belt, they're over. Giving them the belt was signify. Giving them the belt, and this is us booking too. You asked me who would I like to win. I would like them to win.
I know, I get it.
And the reason why I would like them to win is because the consolation prize again, is logic. So it's a consolation prize is exactly that. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, Titus Worldwide, Titus World Slide is, working. And then what I would do, I don't
know.
It's a shirt.
I know it's a shirt, but that's
Titus
like a
World
joke,
Slide. Listen.
He's not, like, as a competitor, Titus Worldwide is not over. And right now, they're not ready for a tag team run. So if you give them the belts, logic, I think, like, people are not going to be interested in the tag team division.
That's why, nobody's interested in the tag team division now. So,
I think we have more eyes on it with Bray and Matt, and we have more people.
We don't have no eyes on it, nigga. They just faced the Ascension, and we didn't know they were tag team champions. Fuck are you talking? No. What are you talking about? Like,
I just think
they don't have.
But why keep going down the same path anyways? And
what
put
do
it
you
on
mean?
another tag team where we're not going to keep eyes on it?
Because again, we're booking it out because we're gonna put it on AOP at some point in time.
So we're waiting to AOP to actually.
Nigga, what tag team are we gonna put it on? The Revival? They're done in dirt. They were done in dirt at Raw 25. We're gonna put it on the B team? No, I just said I want to break them up and put Bo and Bray together.
This is what I would.
Who are we gonna put it on?
I would do a tournament 2. I would do a tournament 2. Then get to the end. Let's say we have Breezango win, because I think they. We have Breezango win the tournament. God. They get a shot against Matt and Bray. They lose to Matt and Bray. I'm gonna have that match and have them lose to Matt and Bray. Matt and Bray keep the belt till SummerSlam, and then lose to AOP in a match that I think would be great to see.
I don't think that'd be great.
Then Bray turns.
I don't want to see Matt Hardy wrestle. That's my point. I don't care about Matt Hardy. I don't care about this character. Okay. It's not written correctly. It's not doing anything for me. Okay. And Matt as a performer doesn't listen, is AJ Styles at 40 and is Matt Hardy at 40. There's a difference.
I know. Matt Hardy he looks like an old man sometimes.
He is an old man. I don't want to. For him to have the SummerSlam is in August. I gotta have 2 more lethargic months of them carrying a belt that no one cares about.
Just to give the angle that they did, I know they did it poorly, but just give that angle some distance. You just gave him the belt. Let's not like.
I understand. I understand. And that's again, I'm marking out here. So if they tell the story of them being champions and then Bray turns on, because in that time, Bo can turn on Curtis. And then Bo can just be like, I'm losing my way. He loses the singlet. He starts, you know what I mean?
And they form a tag team?
And Bray's like, brother, let's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We should talk more about that in the Bray Wyatt.
Yes, because Bray and Bo as a tag team versus AOP, I am interested.
I'm just interested because Bray, period. Because AOP and Matt, I mean, I really like. I'm not trying to say Matt's gonna be great, but I'm curious to see Bray versus AOP. I want to see what he's gonna come up with because he's creative. You know, I love that.
Well, I mean, he's gonna take he's gonna take the beating. What is he gonna?
We'll see.
Oh,
hopefully we see it.
It's fine, but okay,
All
yeah.
right.
But shout out to Apollo, Book and Black. I would give him strap. Who would you get? You said Breeze?
No, I would have Matt Hardy, right? Matt keep the strap until
right.
AOP. So. That's all.
So we just
logic.
We just got we got into a tangent and back and forth, and we struggle with logic. That's why, we did say we were gonna try to have some logic in this episode. My logic in wrestling, your best produced was Ricochet and Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
But the match before that, man, had to me. It didn't have
Velveteen.
It was Ricochet versus Chris Dijak.
And Donovan.
Now Chris Dijak looks.
His name is Chris Dijak now. Did you pick that? Like,
no, I picked.
Why did they change it?
I don't know. I don't care.
Donovan's such a cooler name.
Donovan is
jump. Like, I don't know why they changed that.
Donovan Dijak is better than Chris Dijak.
Anyway,
but maybe they couldn't get the rights to it. WWE.
Is it Donovan? Where?
I don't know.
Donovan Dijak's not a thing.
Whatever. Yeah. Whoever has that name, F you, dog.
Given better than Chris. Chris is just no offense to you. But Chris is like the most plain name I can think of to get a wrestler. No offense. Anyway.
Yeah, Chris Dijak looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's a size. He has the look. I don't know about his charisma. I don't know about him on the mic or anything like that. But he's great. But it seems like you sacrificed him. You sacrificed him for Ricochet because the logic in that match, like Ricochet, like look at the dynamic in that match. Look at the size difference between Ricochet and Chris Dijak. And the fact that Ricochet was just like beastly, like he was.
He did beat him down for a little bit.
He listen, the way he beat Chris Dijak down, it kind of diminishes the match.
It made him look like a bitch.
It diminished the match forward with Velveteen.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Right. Because if Ricochet is just this powerful like Power Ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it makes Chris like if you want to do anything with Dijak later on?
Yeah.
But again, people don't remember.
Dijak is just so much bigger than Velveteen. Not that he shouldn't lose the match. He should definitely
lose the match. Listen, he should lose the match.
Yeah, but the way that he got beat down for a bit, like just like pummeled.
Yeah.
And I know you're trying to get Ricochet over, but the nigga's over. Just just telling you guys he's over.
Dijak should have got the majority. Dijak should have got majority of the heat.
Yeah, offense.
He should have beat him down, and then Ricochet should have got the babyface comeback. If you want to show the power to match Dijak's power once he hawks up or whatever the case may be.
That suplex.
Like you can do that after he, and the crowd goes, oh, wow.
He did a suplex and then he picked him up again. Did another one, was it?
Yeah, and held him up and did the vertical.
From the ground, he picked him up. Vertical suplex.
So deadlift vertical suplex so I think logically, man, it could have been pieced together and just put together differently if you use the logic of big guy, little guy. Big guy gets the majority of the offense, and logic of wrestling. Where do you fall in on that?
Nigga, like my logic of wrestling is the same fucking match with Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler. You don't put somebody in a spot where they look like they're injured, they broke their fucking ankle, and then put them in an ankle lock and they don't tap out. 1 + 1 = 2, kind of thing. ABC. It doesn't make any logical sense. And then afterwards, tell her to ref an imaginary match. So there's no logic in that. And I know I'm bringing it up again. I know it just grinds my gears to see spots like that happen, especially on NXT. NXT is like my baby. I love NXT.
My baby.
I love NXT, and I watch it every week. And it's like one of my favorite pieces of wrestling of the week. Almost every single time, they have something where I'm like, damn, NXT's on fire, And every time I think they're gonna let me down, they don't, And NXT's always keeps it real, and this is not keeping it real. point blank period. So I gotta even though I love my baby NXT, I cannot not keep it real with you and your fucking failures with this spot. And that was the main event, and then Nikki Cross left with the belt, and in a fake imaginary match. So even that was kind of bizarre. But yeah, that's Logic, I gotta bring it back to that. Yeah,
Logic was kind of crazy. So speaking of logic of wrestling and business of wrestling and just making sense of it all, I kind of had just a idea of just logic of wrestling. Would they put Shane? So by 2019, I think Shayna will be up on the main roster. I would love Shayna to be automatically placed on SmackDown.
Yeah. And that would be on Fox.
That would be on Fox that would be Fox, and so you'll have a legit UFC presence there, and then my idea of possibly putting Ronda Rousey on SmackDown
with Shayna. Okay.
And I don't know where the rest of the four horsewomen would be at. I don't know shit.
I wonder if they will do that because Jessica Manduke and Maria Shriver.
Yeah,
I don't know her name. Sorry. That's Roddy.
She's the fourth for
Roddy Strong's Bay. Yeah. I think that Fox is them being on Fox puts them on basic cable. So maybe they want Ronda Rousey, who a lot of people know, on basic cable to see Ronda Rousey's on TV. Let me see what she's doing on SmackDown. I don't know if that's what they're thinking, but that would be great. I think to put her on there.
I would love to have. So it's 2018 now. I think they did the brand split in 2016. Becky Lynch has been on SmackDown for that long.
Yeah.
I would love for her to be the mainstay. SmackDown.
Like Miss SmackDown.
Just Miss SmackDown.
Because she's the first SmackDown Women's Champion, too.
And I would love for...
She's who's Mr. SmackDown? Mr. SmackDown. I think Eddie Guerrero. Was it Eddie Guerrero always stays? There are a couple people that were Edge was on SmackDown for mad long.
Well, John Cena, when John Cena made the leap to Raw, he was on SmackDown for so long. I still remember when he came out with the St. Louis throwback jersey on Raw Pop because he was just on... So, but I was saying I brought her Becky Lynch for that because I would love for Charlotte to stay on Raw. The reason why I said is I would like to have Charlotte have a run on SmackDown just as long, so Charlotte can have a partner. And I don't know if they'll be able to fit all the four horsewomen on one show. I know they'll have to split them up.
Are the other two girls even wrestling? Are they trying to be wrestlers? I think that four horsewomen match will be a spectacle at WrestleMania.
Yes.
And
okay. So
the two of them are just coming in to be the celebrity guest.
So I would definitely like to have if that's the case, then for logic and business, I would definitely like to have Shayna and Ronda
running shit
on SmackDown. It would make sense.
And I want to see a heel Ronda with the heel Baszler.
Love that.
That would be so good.
Yes.
The two bullies.
And then Flair's there. It's wait a minute. And then having a Flair there will probably, you know what I mean, draw ratings because it's I know
it's
Ric
a lot
Flair.
of stars on there. You need to split Ronda and Charlotte. I think you need to put Charlotte on Raw.
No, I don't think you need to split them because then again, at that time,
you're gonna be a star on Raw for the women's division.
If people just give Sasha the ball.
I know, man.
As heel Sasha can absolutely run Raw by herself.
Yeah, they needed it before that time. And I hope they can start this year. But because Sasha, what the fuck has she been doing for the past? I don't know.
I think when we're talking about
9 months,
I think Sasha is going to be geared up to be Miss Money in the Bank, and it's going to be a heel Miss Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay.
Sasha as heel Miss Money in the Bank, and we'll have a babyface champion, whoever that babyface champion may be.
Because she needs to be the slimy heel for the women's side.
No, I don't even think that's the slimy. Sasha's boss is not slimy. The boss is boss.
I think she can be a slimy heel.
I know.
I think that she can be.
No, she doesn't need that. She wasn't slimy in NXT.
She was just braggadocious.
That's
but I think you need to evolve the Sasha character.
I don't think you need to evolve the Sasha character because the Sasha character we want is the Sasha character that we got.
Yeah, all right.
So I don't think you need to. If we got braggadocious, I'm the best female worker because she possibly might is. You know what I mean? If you put everything together.
I think she is.
I mean, I don't know. Charlotte is really flawless in the ring.
Wait. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but it gets hard when you talk about Charlotte.
But I'm saying a complete package.
Yeah.
You can tell Sasha wants to be a heel in her promos. Yeah. But she has to be such.
And when she's a heel, she has that gear where it's like this guy, this girl, that's where she fits. It's not like where she's when she's a face, it's a little bit disjointed. You feel a little. Her promos are a little bit off, and people think she's a bad promo giver now, but I don't think so. I think it's just the shit they give her as a face. It's just shit, you know. And so because her heel shit in NXT was on point, I think.
So logically, I think if we have a heel Sasha, by that time Alexa Bliss will be a babyface. Mm-hmm. So we can have a baby, and we can finally get those two have a great dynamic. Just as far as having chemistry in the ring together.
Bliss and
Sasha.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and then you can definitely have that dynamic. Or, you know, we haven't got Sasha Nia Jax yet. I don't believe.
I just don't see WWE doing it because they always. I think they, especially with Charlotte and Ronda, they look at those two as the pillars of their women's division. And I think they're going to put them on separate shows. And I can even see them putting them both on Raw because Raw is their A show. That's how WWE looks at the shit.
When we're talking about business again, Fox didn't pay $1 billion for Raw to be the A show, nigga.
I know that. I'm saying that they're not doing the draft thinking about Fox. They're doing the draft thinking about what.
You're crazy. You're crazy. Vince, that check is deposited.
Yeah.
Everything from now on, once that calendar strikes, is going to be for SmackDown.
Okay. So you think we're going to have... What if SmackDown turns into the Raw show? Like, you know, where they put all the Romans and the...
I don't care. I would love to give Roman on SmackDown. Give me Roman, Ronda. I mean...
Because those are the big names, you know, and I think they could look at it that way, but I don't see WWE doing a Raw.
Why? I mean,
because they've always kept Raw as it's hard for me to see that. You know what I mean?
Okay, but think about it. What other show we know of in network television that celebrates 25 years of being on air?
Yeah.
You have that leniency.
For what?
You have that leniency to tell Universal, yo, Roman's not about to be on this show.
Okay.
And Universal can be like, okay, nigga, we've been here before there was a Roman Reigns on this show.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we've been here before.
But they're also gonna be like, all right, rating. They're looking at the ratings. They're saying, all right, to make this work, we need somebody.
Nothing else on USA gets over 2. And this is just me off the top. So Raw period is going to get a 2.5, and that's because when you split the rosters up, then AJ can move to Raw. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's going. You know what I mean? AJ can move to Raw. Maybe we can have Finn still on Raw. KO's probably still on Raw. Maybe
then that comes like the worker show, and then the Fox becomes like the spectacle show.
Exactly. And they can just flip-flop it because they got to get eyeballs on Fox.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Now you have a Ronda on Fox. You have a Roman Reigns on Fox. To imagine, you got to think about it. Fox is on NFL. Hey, tune in to Friday Night SmackDown to see Roman Reigns and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, but WWE, I think we're missing.
We're not gonna say tune in to Fox to see who's
AJ, Finn,
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think that would be great. Personally,
Shinsuke's gonna move to Raw.
I'm just saying what I think is logically there how they think of it, because WWE has a relationship with USA.
They've never had nobody give them $1 billion.
I know, but they have a relationship with USA.
Exactly. That's what. Again, this is what I'm saying. Logic in business. They have a relationship with USA to say, okay, nigga, relax. We're gonna get eyeballs on your network on Monday night because that's what we've been doing for the past 25 years. But they also want
to grease their palms. You're like, all right, we're gonna give you a Ronda on Raw.
No, they don't. I think that's how they got $1 billion for Fox.
Okay.
You don't get. Listen. USA already got the contract for Raw. They've already been in bed with WWE. Ronda already has been on network television for USA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that doesn't even have to be probably presented to them.
I see. So they're not pitching it as like
they're not going to say, hey, for the next 4 years you're going to get Ronda Rousey on USA television.
Okay.
And again, it's their product. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're under.
Because I look at it like they wanted John Cena on Raw. That's why you'll see him. That's why when he was on SmackDown, they had to change it and say, "Oh, he's a free agent."
I don't think I don't think it's necessarily USA wanted a John Cena on Raw. I think John Cena just boost that number for a quarter. It's also numbers for that quarter hour.
Okay.
You know what I mean, or that half hour, or that hour segment.
Okay.
If it's a free agent John Cena coming on Raw to challenge Undertaker on Raw, you're gonna want to tune in.
Absolutely. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that USA is saying it. I'm just saying that how they look at it in terms of where USA to get that 2.5 consistent, and maybe they're fine now.
I think nigga, obviously they're fine now.
Yeah, I guess they're fine now.
They're super fine now.
Uh-huh.
And again,
they didn't keep SmackDown, so it wasn't like.
They didn't keep SmackDown because I think, again, so when you... And it goes back to creating stars. It goes back to creating buzz. They got 18 months to make Sasha a main player. They got 18 months to move Shinsuke Nakamura on Raw, to move AJ Styles on Raw. Because once you move them off of SmackDown to Raw, you're going to move those people who watch SmackDown to Raw automatically.
Yeah.
So you're going to get those eyeballs. And then once you move Roman Reigns to SmackDown, you're going to get those people who went to watch Raw to watch SmackDown. Uh-huh. So it's just going to be a vice versa effect.
It's going to be crazy because I'm really curious to see how it happens because there's so many variables. Because it may work that way where Raw still is on top. But if Fox lets people let loose and they go with this, little edgier kind of image with a Roman and Ronda on the same show, oh my God, I would love to see what they could do on Fox. So I'm curious to see that happening.
That would be super dope. I don't think Fox just got SmackDown. I think they got something to where they have that void of a Ronda to get those extra numbers, to have a sports show or a sports X show and I think they might have a pay-per-view or, take one of those network specials and put it on Fox.
Did you tell me it was $250 million every year for 5 years? Or for 4 years?
205. It's like 205 for 5 years.
5 years? Okay, that's $1 billion. That's crazy, man. So yeah, maybe there's a Talking Smack on FS1.
Maybe it's a Talking Smack. Maybe they do a sport. Maybe they have a sports And like I said, that's why I brought the business up. Having Ronda and Shayna Baszler after having Fox having UFC, it still kind of also fills that void for those who wanted combat sports or who wanted that legitimacy in sports. So if you have people who recognize Ric Flair's name, like, oh, Ric Flair has a daughter. Oh, Ric Flair's daughter's about to fight Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good...
Right? Okay, you know what I mean? And just having promos of woos and Ronda's like, I'm about to rip your bleeping arm off, bitch.
That's why I hate that fucking segment or that fucking, like, red carpet shit where they had Charlotte say, oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, Ronda and Nia. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, yeah. Everybody's happy. Everybody's best friends. Let's go. Ronda Rousey, Nia Jackson. I'm just here for whatever reason. Woo. Like, it was just the most cringy. Why they do that? Why? That's not how you set up this program. Even if you want to do it on the red carpet, you could do it or so they can breaking news. They should have had her approach her while she was talking to somebody else that was not WWE for one, and they should have. So they're like, oh snap, Nia Jax just said some shit randomly. So it looks spontaneous, and they should have had it like a little bit more like, so do you want this title or not? Kind of like how you projected it with portrayed it with Nia saying, I want to fight you.
Yeah, I want.
You want the title or not?
Yeah, you want the title or not?
Because it was like it was a little bit too cheesy, friendly, kind of like patty cake, gumdrops, rainbows.
And honestly,
talk.
If they did it like that and cut it up and wanted to use that in Total Divas to portray Nia, just like, listen, I want to submit my legacy too. Ronda came in as the big shot, hot shot. I'm the champion. I think I deserve those. I think I deserve that shine. And so if I can knock off Ronda Rousey and be the girl to give Ronda her first loss ever, then I'm forever legitimized. You know what I mean? Like, that's character development.
Absolutely.
And that's not me being a heel. That's not me being an asshole.
And I think it's getting Nia over too. It's getting Nia over as somebody who's big, smart, and who
wants longevity in the business.
Yeah, and she has a dynasty and a family to live up to, so it just gives her something you can latch onto as a viewer, saying, oh man, I get this character, I like this character.
The Rock's motto was just bring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not being a heel. Like, John Cena, if you want some, come get some. You know what I mean? Nia is like, yo, I'm champ. What's good?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think business-wise, they're doing fantastic. And again, we're just having logical conversations of what possibly could happen. We know that WWE has an agenda, and we're going to be around and along for the ride. So please don't take everything we're saying to heart. Unlike some people who are just super invested.
Yeah.
We're invested, but it's whatever to us. I'm 28. My man CT's 30. We've been watching WWE for a long time.
So baby.
Yeah, I don't think we're going anywhere thus far because we're smarter. Obviously, we're dumb enough to still watch this.
Exactly. Yeah, for real.
Like I said, we didn't have a review on review, so there will be no takes on takes this week. I think
shout out to people not saying dumb.
Yeah, shout out to people not saying anything stupid.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Our book in black, we squeezed that in there. Shout out to Titus O'Neil.
Before we finish, let me just say something about Bobby real quick.
All right.
The promo he did on Raw, I really think that it was a good promo. He should just deleted all that sister shit and just started from this. Me and you got a problem, let's settle it, kind of thing with Sammy. If that's where you're going, like, just start from that point, because it was actually a decent promo from both him and Sammy, and from Bobby especially, because I thought he was gonna come out maybe.
I give credit where credit is due. Yeah, that was good damage control by the company,
especially during Memorial Day.
Yes. That was great use of Bobby Lashley. Tune into next week.
Yeah.
We'll be here for our regular scheduled programming after we watch and consume our wrestling.
Don't miss the
next character spotlight. Yes. Bray Wyatt.
2.5. Bray Wyatt.
We're here.
We're here.
Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. The Reasonable Wrestling. You can find us there. We're also Reasonable Wrestling on SoundCloud. Check out the Pendant Panda as our logo.
The Pending Panda.
The Pendant Panda.
Pending Panda.
Yeah. Give us a comment. Like the page. Give us a view. Thank you for listening, and see you next week.